This fragment shows the traditional uncial script. Scribes constructed every letter individually, disconnecting each blocky character from the next. It is majestic, but the physical surface area these large letters require makes it an expensive way to store information. By the 9th century, during the Byzantine Renaissance, demand for books surged. Parchment was costly, and meticulously drawing individual, disconnected letters was too slow and expensive for mass production. The solution was the Greek minuscule. Scribes began shrinking the letters and linking the characters together with flowing ligatures. This compression drastically reduced the amount of animal skin needed to copy a text. While the script appeared in secular writings earlier, the first dated biblical manuscript written in this style is Codex 461, produced in 835 CE. This creates a central problem for textual criticism. We are relying on physical documents that post-date the original New Testament autographs and the earliest surviving papyri by up to 800 years. Yet over 2,900 surviving minuscules exist today. They make up the overwhelming majority of all surviving New Testament manuscript evidence. To establish the earliest attainable biblical text, scholars must synthesize two fields: decoding the physical taxonomy of the artifact itself and tracing the specific lineage of the text it contains. Enrico Folieri's 1974 classification system organized the chaotic diversity of 9th and 10th century minuscules into distinct typologies, such as Old Round, Old Square, and the Anastasius type. Folieri built her system on geometry, measuring aspect ratio and module, the overall spatial footprint. In the Old Round minuscule style, letters fit into wide, low rectangles. This script also features a regular stroke contrast, with heavy ink weights appearing arbitrarily on various strokes. In the old angular minuscule style, scribes took the traditional U-shaped curves along the baseline and squared them into sharp 90-degree right angles. This creates a dense proliferation of parallel vertical strokes, particularly inside characters like mu, nu, and pi. Measuring these rigid geometric constraints allow paleographers to group undated, anonymous manuscripts into highly specific geographic regions and narrow chronological windows. Beyond static geometry, we also track the ductus, the specific physical path and pressure of the scribe's pen as it moves across the parchment. In the Anastasius typescript, the scribe holds a wide nib at a slight angle from the horizontal. The tool itself creates heavy vertical drops and razor-thin crossstrokes. As centuries progressed, scribes developed corsiveggiante, or cursive-leaning, bookhands, like the Banes and Ephraim types, specifically designed for rapid, continuous writing. This speed introduced polymorphism. Depending on which characters appeared immediately next to it, a scribe would completely change the physical shape of a letter. In this tau epsilon ligature, the horizontal bar of the tau seamlessly dips and hooks to form the lower half of the epsilon. Two letters share a single continuous infrastructure to save time. But when text is locked into a dense, continuously flowing block, the scribe's eye more easily loses its place on the page as it searches for the next line. This triggers homoeoteluten, or eye-skip errors. Scribes finish a word, look back to the source, and inadvertently jump over entire lines of text because they caught a similar word ending further down the page. Analyzing the physical ductus is mandatory. These mechanical optimizations for speed are the direct causes of many specific variants found in the biblical text. If we map the textual affiliations of all 2,900 minuscule manuscripts, the vast majority lock into a single colossal hub, the Category V Byzantine text type. This represents the standardized, harmonized text that dominated the Greek-speaking church for over a millennium. The documentary method in textual criticism prioritizes the actual lineage and weight of this physical evidence over internal theories. However, a late manuscript can preserve a very old text. We can isolate critical outliers. Minuscule 33, the queen of the cursives, breaks away from the Byzantine majority, drawing a direct textual line back to early Alexandrian uncials like Codex Vaticanus. Despite being copied in the 9th century, its content is a pristine Category II Alexandrian text, frequently matching our earliest surviving papyri. Minuscule 1739 operates similarly, bridging centuries of transmission through a single artifact. This 10th century manuscript preserves unique Caesarean readings that align precisely with 3rd century quotations of origin. These manuscripts carry 3rd century data within a 10th century physical envelope, allowing scholars to access traditions from centuries before the books were even bound. The scale of this environment reminds us that biblical transmission was an immense physical labor, involving thousands of scribes across a millennium. For modern scholars, the minuscule manuscript serves two distinct functions. Paleography, analyzing aspect ratios in ligatures, maps the physical behavior of scribes in exact geographical space and time. Textual classification allows us to look past that physical timeline and identify the origin of the tradition itself. Modern critical editions of the Greek New Testament depend on these witnesses. You will constantly see 33 and 1739 cited in the footnotes as primary evidence for early readings. Without the radical spatial efficiency of the minuscule script, the high material cost of parchment would have permanently stifled the mass reproduction of the New Testament. The Greek minuscule successfully carried the massive Byzantine majority and the vital Alexandrian minority out of antiquity and into the modern era.